But let's talk about a little bit about the future, what's coming, a little bit about the month of Virgo, a little bit about the meaning of everything. So we're gonna have different type of ideas, and hopefully you're gonna leave here more educated, clear about what really this month is all about, and how we can benefit from this month. So first, I think it would be fair to start with the sign of Virgo, to explain Virgo. Those of you who are married to Virgo, and of course you asked the question like, you know, usually people who married to Virgo, the one thing they ask me, I'm looking for that main question that I wrote about the main question that they asked me about Virgo is why Virgo can be annoying sometimes. And because Virgo, they see the details, so it's difficult for them to ignore the details. They believe, what is Virgo? Come from the word virgin. Virgin mean pure, also virgin mean perfection. So the sense of perfection is basically implanted within the sign of Virgo. They need to get to perfection. For that reason, same reason, this month is called the month of repentance, month of change, because everybody has a chance with this month to get into perfection. And people who are born in the sign of Virgo cannot help themselves. They gotta see the perfection. So when you're doing something wrong in the kitchen, or you're doing something, the way you dress is wrong, or your shoes don't match the socks, they might have a need to tell you that. It cannot help that need. Of course, that's by the book. But the people who develop themselves spiritually, from a Virgo point of view, of course, work on themselves. They understand two aspects. What does that mean, even working on yourself spiritually? Spiritually mean there is two forces in you. The force of what your impulse are forcing you to do, and that need to be stopped. That's what you be called spiritual. And the force within you that is more concealed. That part has to be awake. So every human being know which part of them is too much, and the other part is not enough. You got to look inside yourself and ask yourself, which part of myself is not enough, and what is the other part which is too much. So there is people who are aggressive. They have to work on being less aggressive. There is people who are shy. They have to work on being less shy and go for it. So for every person, there is a transformation, spiritual transformation that need to work in their own way and their own style. Now, in the month of Virgo, so going back to the sign of Virgo, like perfection. They can be a little bit of an OC. Don't judge them, and Virgo, please don't judge yourself. There's no point to judge yourself. You were born for a reason. You come here for a reason. You come here to make this world a better place to be. And there is no coincidence why this month is always 30 days before Rosh Hashanah, 40 days before Yom Kippur. There is a whole reason for that. There is a reason why after the first tablet, the Luchot HaBrit was broken, the second tablet, Moses went up to heaven today. That's when he went up to heaven, and he get off heaven on Yom Kippur, exactly 40 days. So it's telling you that within this month, there is an opportunity to have conversation with God, to have conversation with yourself. What do you want to change? And change is not the easy thing. People talk about transformation, talk about change. It's a big word. It's a beautiful word. It sounds very inviting. But I don't need to tell you. I think you're mature enough and knowledgeable and smart enough and spiritual enough to know it's not the easy thing to do. Who can claim that they want to change yesterday and today they're already there? Start with your diet. Start with the bad habit. Start with the bad habit spiritually, bad habit physically. All those things are not the easy thing to change. And sometimes we even ask ourselves, why do I need to change? Why don't I just stay the same? Very simple. If you stay the same, the great thing that meant to be yours will not be yours. Laziness, fear, delaying, those are basically all the reason for negativity is been pouring into our world. I hope that after that COVID will leave us alone, people will not go back to the same way. They will go back to strong desire to make it different. Not just make it different. I know some people hiding behind some spiritual mantra. We're here to change our country. We're here to change the world. We're here to change this and that. Change ourselves. Let's start with that. You know, one of the great rabbis, one of the great Kabbalists by the name of the Gaon Mivilna. Gaon Mivilna, genius of Vilna. His name is Rabbi Eliyahu Mivilna. He lived in a place called Vilna, the Vilna Gaon. It's around Russia. So when he was born, already when he was 6 years old, 3 years old, actually, they recognized as a genius. He memorized everything he studied. He can teach when he was 6. And when they ask him, what's your purpose of this life? He said, I'm going to change the whole world. As he grew up and have his first child, so what's your purpose now? So my purpose is to change my country, all Russia, to make it spiritual. As he grew up, he started to have grandkids. So what's your purpose now? So my purpose is to change my city. So you get older a little bit more. So what's your purpose? So my purpose is to change my family. Then you go older and more. So what's your purpose now? Say, well, I would be very happy if I can change myself and transform myself to become a better person. For me, we learn, my dear friend, change is not an easy thing. It's required, but it's not an easy thing. I'm not just talking about change of habit or change of other things. It's changing, meaning that you desire different things that you want today than what it was yesterday. So to make sure that you are capable of saying no to yourself, when you're capable of saying no to yourself about something that you know you should say no to yourself, that by itself an achievement. That's an achievement. So the months of Virgo, people ask me what's to wear. So the color green and brown, that's the reason I wear this shirt. The color green and brown is the color that controls this month because it's the color of the earth. That's for that reason. I want to also talk about what's the house of Virgo in the astrological chart is house 6, which has to do with basically with work. And what's the planet that control this month is the planet Mercury. And Mercury is very fast, is controlled Gemini as well. And we know that there is other planet that involve astrology, but I choose Mercury for a reason, because Mercury in Hebrew called Kochav. Kochav, the planet itself called Kochav. And Kochav stands for Kavav Kavbed. Kavav means 26, which is the Tetragrammaton, it's the name of God. And Kavbet stands for the 22 Hebrew alphabet. So when you combine them together, what are you getting? The word Kochav in English. That's in Hebrew, which represent Mercury. So it's telling you that within this planet, you can actually using the Hebrew letters. And this month, more than any other month, you got to use the Hebrew letters. You know, those of you who don't have yet the Tikkunei HaZohar, you got to get it. The scanning of Tikkunei HaZohar starting tomorrow morning. How long? 40 days straight. And you can test me on that. You do this for 40 days straight, you see the miracle you're looking for is happening. So if there is people, city, farm, country, land, that you want some change happening there, get at least 11 people to scan this book called Tikkunei HaZohar, and we will be happy to supply it to you, and so you can make sure to start scanning right away. Tikkunei HaZohar, the section of the Zohar that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai wrote in the cave. That's Mercury, the Hebrew letters. Let's get a little bit about what's going to happen in the next 30 days. And after we talk about it, we're going to get deep into the month of Virgo so you can have some understanding. So far, so good. Is any question there? We are doing good. Debbie, give me the sign to continue, so I'm very happy. Debbie, say, please, well, you said in Spanish, no tengo tempo, por favor. Debbie, tell me like to go a little slowly. I would say fast, shachachti. I would say fast. Arriba, no? Despacio. Despacio, por favor, despacio. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, the purpose is to go le'at. Okay? Le'at, yes. Yes, I used to understand Spanish. Debbie used to speak Spanish. That's her first language, actually. Most people don't know that my wife is Argentinian. It's a secret. She's Argentinian. She speaks Spanish, understands Spanish, but she refused to go for that. Right, Debbie? Debbie come from Buenos Aires. Those of you who live in Buenos Aires, she, huh? Oh, we have people from Buenos Aires. Debbie come from Buenos Aires. She was, I don't know if you know the area. It's called Belgrano. The area in Argentina is called Belgrano in Buenos Aires, where is Avenida del Libertador. So I was there in 1992, 1993, was giving lectures there. So anyway, but we can't talk about Debbie all night because it's a sign of Virgo. Let's talk about what's coming. So there is 6 points of what's change that is coming in the next months. So first, political, it will be political global fight, meaning the government among themselves and the government with other government will start to have some issues with themselves, with each other. I don't know what's going to happen from that. I'm not God. I'm trying not to give bad prediction or too much of a positive prediction, but I will tell you that the way the planet is setting is the power of the people is strong right now, but in the same time, the people who are on fire because of Mars, people who are on fire might bring chaos into the world instead of bringing order. So for that reason, it's a political change that's going to happen in the next months. So you're going to see a lot of countries going to confusion about what's going to be. Together with that, because Mars is in Aries, it will be fire issue, because we know Mars has two sides, as ice and as fire, as the Book of Formation said. But Mars represents more Aries, more the fire. So fire, we have to be careful a little bit with that. And then the next thing is the square. You know, when I see square, I'm not happy. So there is a square that's coming, and that square is limited us. It doesn't allow us to be us. Together with Aries, Mars in Aries, it makes people frustrating and angry about my inability to affect some change in my life, in my personal life, my family life, surround me, my political change. All those things get people really upset, really, really upset. And that's the negative side. The good side of that is that will bring a good change. So we don't have to lose life of people or fight or go to war and fight and bloodshed and all those problems. We need to bring education, change of education. Remember, education, school education, spiritual education. Talk to people. Talk to people. For the women, because the month of Virgo, the next 30 days, you have to wake up the men. The men are basically the energy of the man in these 30 days. It actually started a long time ago. It started already 2.5 years ago. The energy of the man is low. The men lost their, I don't know what the name for it. They lost their power of revolution. And the power is given to the women. The women start having ego that the power is giving to them. That's wrong too. So what is supposed to be done? The women have to make sure that the men go back to be in charge of revolution. The men don't want to do that because they're too lazy and they're too afraid. The women has to use education to make the men stand in the front line and make some change. If that makes sense to you, I don't know, but I gotta tell you that. From from August 24, what August is today?
Today's August 20th.
20? So in 4 days from now, and it will continue to September 1st, it will be a lot of anger management issue. People will be angry about injustice. It's not that they're going to be wrong, but it's how you release your anger has to be managed, okay? And this anger management will last till October 1st, okay? So not easy time coming, but the frustration will come out. And together with that, I can tell you that right after that time, when is Sukkot this year? What day? September? October. October what? So right after Sukkot, you're going to find out that there is cure for the corona. You're going to find out there's a cure for the COVID-19. You'll be shocked like how it happened. What? October 2nd. It will actually start now. By October 1st, you're going to see some cure. So all this anger management issue that you see, it's a fire of Mars to go crazy, together with Chiron, which is the planet that's in charge of health, going to retrograde. So a lot of things will be like, okay, we got the message of the COVID, we understand we got to change, we understand we got to be better. Now we're ready. What do we do now? That will be October 1st. But I got to say that the next 2 months are quite important. Meaning this coming September, you got to take it very seriously. You got to work on yourself spiritually. You got to work on yourself mentally, not just spiritually. And you got to work on yourself physically as well. Because the Mars and other planets are required from us to go all the way transformation. So I just want to tell you the prediction of the future together with what Aries is. And I think it's time to get into the Kabbalistic meaning of the month.
Question.
Yes,
Why
please.
is there anger in the next 4 days?
Oh, anger because Mars is in Aries. Mars is in Aries. So Aries is fire sign, yeah? Mars is the planet that connects to Aries. So when they meet each other, there's fire, there is anger. What is the fire in the body? The fire in the body is actually coming from the liver. The liver is on fire. For that reason, if you keep your liver healthy, according to people who come to do healing with me, I always tell them, make sure you take care of the liver, your body will cool down, because the liver in the body is the flame. According to the Zohar, the flame in the body, if you already opened this subject, is the 2 kidney. So if the 2 kidney doesn't work well, the stomach has to cover up for that. For that reason, people who have a kidney issue, the stomach has started to have issue. Stomach issue bring kidney issue, but I don't want to give you a healing lesson. I know many people want me to write that book about health and how to do it from a spiritual point of view, but I gotta find more writers and more people to write it. But I think we need to share this information one day. But people who come to do healing with me, I always, when they're on my bed, I always tell them what I'm doing for that reason. So that's why Mars is that. But I want to get into the months of Virgo from more a Kabbalistic point of view, more from Avraham Avinu, from Abraham. So Debbie, can you put that slide of the letter of this month? So we're going to go to the letters first. You have Resh and Yud, right? What do you have first?
It's all together.
Okay, so if you look at the letter Resh and Yud, you see that the letter Yud is small. See, letter Yud is small. The letter Resh look like a kind of a corner things, because the letter Resh comes with Resh. Resh in Hebrew mean Rash. Rash mean poor. Poor. You know, you are poor, and then you have small letter called Yud. What is the letter Yud represent? And why there is such a big deal is about Hebrew letters? What's the story with the letters? To explain it in the best way, try to imagine that the light of the endless come down. We want to be on our own. We say no to the light. We push the light back. And then something from that light left within us. That little bit of light that called spark is actually the Hebrew letters. This is actually the Hebrew letters. The smallest letter in the Hebrew letter is Yud. And Yud is basically the foundation of every Hebrew letters. So when a scribe starts to write a Torah or Tefillin or Mezuzah, they always start with the letter Yud. Those of you who don't know what Tefillin, Mezuzah, or Torah, I'm sorry, I cannot translate every Hebrew words I said, but ask your friend or ask us later, we will tell you. But it's basically when you write on a scroll, Yud is how you start every letters in the Hebrew letters. That's how you start. So there is a reason why this letters is in this month. There is a reason also when you look at the Tetragrammaton combination, what it's called KK Vav Yud. Okay, this is 4 letters, the 4 letters name. If you look at that, one day we will have like a laser so we can show you from far what we're talking about. There is such a thing. We don't have it yet. So we have the 4 letters. Then when you look at the 4 letters, you see it starts with A, it's going to another A, then Vav, then Yud. The A and the A represent the A of Malchut and the A of Binah. Those of you who don't know what Malchut or Binah mean, Malchut represent the physical kingdom where we are. Binah represents the spiritual kingdom where we want to be. Now, because this month has power of transformation and change, we combine those two letters together to tell us it's accessible, it's available. Everybody can change this month. But you have to want to change. You have to scream for the change. Did I say scream? Yes. One of the secrets about this month, you have to yell, you have to scream. You can't just sit down and hope for something good to happen. You have to scream. You have to, the voice has to come out. Like if you remember when Isaac was giving the blessing to Jacob, he said to him, "Akol kol Yaakov vayadayim yedei Esav," meaning the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hand is the hand of Esau. For me, we learn the call. The voice of a spiritual person is the most important thing. You don't have to have a spiritual voice or special voice or beautiful voice. You just have to learn when you pray to scream. If you don't, when you want something and you don't yell and scream for the Creator, you're not breaking anyone. Now, why? The Creator need me to scream? He cannot hear very well. It's not about the Creator. It's about the effort I'm making. When I'm making the effort to do that, I'm start to believe that there is actually a force that can actually fulfill me. But when I'm just saying, "Hey, can you help?" It's not strong. But when I'm desperate and I'm yelling, screaming, of course a change will come. So wherever you are, if you feel stuck, if you feel something is not happening in your city, in your country, in your family, in your neighborhood, you have to start praying and scream. Use the Hebrew letters. Use the Tikkunei HaZohar. Now we even create candle for you that go by the Sefirot. Well, people ask me, what's the candle to awake everything from below to above? I always say, if you cannot afford all the candle, buy the Keter and buy the Malchut. You know, the one on the top and the one on the bottom. Malchut activating the physicality and Keter activating the spirituality. And when you mix both of them, then all the gates are open. Gate of spirituality and the gate of physicality. You know? Anyway, so these are the Hebrew letters and this is the angels written there. Now, let's explain why this month is called Virgo. Why a virgin is a name even? So I wrote to myself, and I'm sharing it with you, this month has a power of female within that. What does that mean? What does that mean? There is female letters and male letters. The letter A is always female letter. There is upper female and lower female. The upper female is Binah. The lower female called Malchut. I'm sorry if there is new people that wouldn't understand that concept. It's okay, there's a lot of new people. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry. So can you apologize for them? I'm apologizing for the new people. I prepared the lecture. I didn't know who was going to be and who's not going to be. So I got to share that. So this month you have to elevate from the lower female to the upper female. The lower female called Malchut. The upper female called Binah. And it's available. Now, how do you do change? In the old days, it still exists, people do confession. The only confession that left right now, it's in Judaism, they do confession before a person died. And in Catholic, they do confession when they go to that booth in a church and the priest sit in one booth, you sit next to them. I never did that before. It's kind of exciting. It seems exciting. You sit in the booth, I see it in the movie, you say what you say, that's it, you give some donation, you go home and you're happy. Seems wonderful. But the whole idea of confession started thousands of years ago. What is the purpose of confession? Well, as I told you, when Malchut and Binah meeting each other, a change is happening. What is Malchut? Your mouth. The lips in your body, it's called Malchut. This is called Malchut of the head. You have a system called the head. The lowest part of the head, not the chin, the lowest part, where you have the most amount of power is Malchut. Because your mouth manifests you. You have your head, you have your mind, you have your thought, you have your eyes, you have your ears. All of them are passive. The only active part in the face is the mouth. So it's manifest you. When you speak to your friend about your sin, about what you did wrong, what you want to change, and they listen to you, they listen with the ears. Guess what? The ears in Kabbalah is considered Binah. So when the mouth and the ears meeting, that's the A and the A of the month of Virgo. You think they will be capable of understanding it? Yeah? Okay. Okay. So this is the 2A meeting each other. The 2A meeting each other. And to that transformation as a name. It's called Teshuvah, repentance. Repentance, change, transformation, but it has to be done right. What is the 4 category of Teshuvah? The 4 category of change, of transformation? I will name them to you. The first aspect of beginning of transformation, it's called Charata. Charata means remorse. Remorse. You have to feel remorse for the wrong thing you did toward yourself, toward other, and toward those of you who believe in the Creator, toward the Creator. 3 aspects of remorse. What have I done to myself wrong? Let's say, I like to eat. This afternoon I ate pasta. I promised last night that that's the last pasta. I said to myself, I gotta skip the pasta. Today I saw the pasta left over. I said, how can you do leftover? I grew up in a family that we keep everything. I ate it again. I gave it an excuse to eat it again. Wrong. Let somebody else eat it. So remorse. To have a remorse, true remorse, meaning that you are actually know it was bad for you. Actually, you know it was wrong of you to speak not nice to a neighbor. And it was wrong of you not to respect the Creator that created you. This is 3 level of remorse. Second level, meni'ah. Retrieve. Can I say retrieve? Does it sound okay? Retrieve meaning you're holding yourself. You're holding yourself from not doing it again. So you are stopping yourself from not doing the list of things that you say you're going to stop doing. Now, don't make the list big. Whoever going to make the list big, the Mishnah, right? Tafasta merube lo tafasta. You capture too much, you capture nothing. Don't go for so many change. I know a lot of people want to change the list of 10 things. I got to change. Trust me. Usually a change is 1 thing a year. If you change 1 thing a year, you did really well. 1 thing, like 1 thing to work on 1 thing. But don't beat yourself up when you change. Get excited about it. Because if you don't get excited about the change, it might be hard, but it should be excited. It might be difficult, but it's still excited. It's like going to the gym or going on a bicycle. Nobody goes to the gym now. Everybody's into Peloton now. When you go on a Peloton and you look at that instructor looking at you and push you to do more and more, which you don't like to do, you don't like it. It creates discomfort. But it creates amazing result. So you have to learn to do that. Third things of the tshuva, of the repentance, is nisayon, is test. You have to be tested again in the same area. Same exact area. So instead of getting angry that your life has to repeat itself again and again, be happy. Because that's your test to test. You're testing yourself. Did I pass it? Did I pass whatever I need to pass? And the 4th level is success. So let me make sure we give an example so we're all understanding it. So let's say you hurt your brother. You hurt your brother really bad. You speak not nice to your brother. First, before even you say sorry to them, you have to feel a remorse for what you did. Gotta do that. After you felt remorse, within the remorse, you go say, I'm sorry. Second level, meni'ah, you have to hold yourself not to hurt any other human being, not just your brother. Third, you have to be tested. The Creator, the universe, will send you the wrong people into your life, and those wrong people are your test. You need the wrong people. It's not going to be the right people. The right people, you love them. There's nothing there. And once you're able to pass through the test of those wrong people, that considers success of transformation. I hope you write it down to you. A change of a person I wrote to myself to share with you, it's one of the most difficult things. But in this month, it's easier. So those of you who couldn't change the whole year and you want to change, this is the month. For a few reasons. First, because Moses went to the Mount Sinai to receive the Torah again. Happened today. So if it's happening today, that means the gate is open for 40 days. Take advantage of it. Don't just let it go. Don't let it go. For that reason, these 30 days are quite important. And then we have Rosh Hashanah till Yom Kippur. It's super important. I hope to see all of you. Even we do all the pray outside of Vital, not inside the house, outside. Still, it's amazing. You come, you stay in one of the hotels, you come to hear me blowing the shofar for you, praying with you. Why not? Why not? Get the energy. Anyway. So, for the reason that we call this month Betula, Virgin, or Virgo, is because every one of us going back to the original state of mind. And the original state of mind of a woman before she sleeps with a man called virgin, or a territory that never been stepped a human being on, virgin territory. So the word virgin represents that we're going back to the beginning. We're going to the beginning. Everybody would like to go forward, but you got to go to the beginning. When you go to the beginning of yourself, I'm not talking about the beginning of your experience, your seed level is always going to be stronger than what come later. And that's why a lot of people who get abused when they were children have a very difficult time with the future, because the foundation is not strong enough. But also you, in these months, you're going back to the beginning in your mind and cancel all those events in your mind, because those events that happen to you, whatever your mother abused you, your father abused you, your sister abused you, your teacher abused you, things didn't work right, you were fired from work for all kind of reason, cancel those events. Why you have to store them in your brain? Cancel them. Go back to the first minutes of your birth, when you were born, the first minute. The first minute of coming to the world is the seed level. That's the most powerful level. Nothing can be more powerful than that. This is who you are. Now you have a full potential. In Virgin, you're going back in the month of Virgo to that original state. Everybody is going to that. Everybody is going to that. There's nothing more powerful than that. Now, those of you who are wishing for some change in this month, you want the government to change, you want this to change, you want that to go away, you want that to come in, you need to understand that you first have to change. You couldn't ask for the picture to change without the eyes can see the picture. If your eyes cannot see Picasso, it doesn't matter if it's Picasso or Rembrandt on the wall. I'm not a big maven. I'm not a big guy who truly understands art. I mean, they invite me to the, what's it called of that event in Miami? Basel. The Basel Miami show. I don't know if you know what it is. So I was invited as a VIP guest. Everybody thought that I'm a billionaire who come to buy the most expensive picture. They start giving me a private tour. And I'm the wrong guy for going to art event, because I share my opinion. And my daughter was young. She was 4.5 years old. And I saw some expensive picture. And I look at my wife. And, of course, the champagne also helped me being more open about my opinion. And I said, I think my daughter can do a better job than this. It's not nice of me to say, those of you who know me, who spend time with me, I'm saying things sometimes. I don't think I'm been blessed with thinking hours. I'm just saying it because I feel that's my opinion. And of course, the person with me, the educator, explained to me, oh, Eliyahu, this is one of the most famous artists. I don't remember the name. And then I saw another piece. I said, now that's beautiful. So this guy's not famous. I don't care about the famous or not famous. It looked good, it looked good. But why am I mentioning that to you? Sometimes the picture in your life, whatever it is, your family, whatever it is, your country, whatever it is, your wife, your husband, your children, don't look that good. Don't look that good. And you keep trying to change the picture. In the end of the day, there is only one person you can change. It's your eyes and yourself. And in this month, you definitely can change your eyes. The question is, what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for, I want to change my business, I want to change this, I want to change that? Or are you going to be brave enough, which is very tough to do, by the way, look inside and say, Eliyahu, it's time to change. Look inside. Say, Joe, time to change. Laura, time to change. Linda, time to change. Once you get to that mindset, you're no longer busy with the external. That's what this month is designed to do. And when you are as powerful as the inner change that you are making, nobody can stop you. And for that reason, it's called the month of Virgo, because it's actually bringing you to very, very strong places. For that reason, in the 25 degree of the moon of this month, God decided to create this world. If you want to know when this physical world was created, the last creation, was the 25th day of Elul. When we created a human being, Rosh Hashanah. Now you know why we celebrate Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah we not celebrate as the new year. We celebrate as the new creation that called humanity. That's what we're celebrating. That's why everybody has to listen to the shofar. Every human being on this planet has to come to pray and do the connection. And again, all what I can promise you is beautiful street, beautiful backyard, shofar, everything in order to pray. But then you're going to benefit from that a lot. So I hope you make an effort to come. I know it's dangerous, but do the best you can. Anyway, so going back to the concept, what is it worth for us to change? What is it worth? What is the power of change? So I'm reading now from the book Bnei Sasra, wonderful book. And it says like that, הבעלי תשובה כבריות חדשות וכאילו עשו את עצמם. When a person holding himself from continue to doing the wrong thing, it's considered as if they created themselves. Say God. God say, when I look at the human being that fighting with themselves so hard to change, and they try in this month to become better, I'm looking at them first as a new creation. Second, I'm looking at them like they created themselves. על כן יש שייכות לאלול מעשה וצר בו, ואלול בשנה, והנה ימלך אות י' במעשה, והנה אות י' היא נקודה גולם, ראשית המעשה נקודה גולם, כאלה כל הצורות. Why letter י'? To show you that if you change, you're going back to become like the letter yud. What is the letter yud? So small, which is the foundation of every Hebrew letter. To tell you what left, the light that the Creator left within the vessel, what we call in Kabbalah reshima, impression, that can give birth to anything you want. But if you're busy all this month to change your life, not to change yourself, I don't want to say it will be disappointment, but I will say, and I will be honest with you, we all tempted, including myself, to go and change the external instead of changing the internal. It's very tempting. Let's be honest. I mean, you're thinking about buying a bigger house, or you're thinking to fix your eyes to appreciate the house you have. You're thinking about changing your husband or your wife, or you're thinking about cleaning your eyes so you can see what you already have. It's a hard work. It's a hard work because the world becoming such a small place through the internet, you see so many great things that there is out there, and jealousy become a force of desire. But we know that jealousy is not a strong desire, it's a fake desire. The true desire is when you clean yourself as well. It's so strong that you're capable to see what you truly want, and through that, pulling and drawing that into your life. Now, let me continue here. I'm sorry if it's a little deep for a lot of people, but listen, you gotta teach something. And when you took, remember I said that there is two levels of female, one called Binah, one called Malchut. The upper female is Binah. If you take the word Binah in Hebrew, the numerically value, the number, the amount of, the value of each letter's number will be Elul. Binah and Elul, the same gematria, the same numerically value. What does that mean? That means that everything elevated to Binah. And what happened in Binah? Binah is a place that time not exist. Binah is a place that past and present and future become one. And what does that mean? It means that the negativity you did before, if you do the requirement that I said, the 4 level of change, you did that, it cancelled. Now, some of you will go back to see if it's really cancelled. It is cancelled. We cannot understand it because a human being cannot understand how what I did wrong disappear. It cannot go away. It's there. No, it's gone. It's gone. That's what this month is special. That's what the magic of this month. You got to do the work and then it's gone. How it's gone, I leave it up to the master, to the creator. But it's gone. That's a promise that the creator is telling us. But you got to change. You got to work on yourself. In 1 month, gone. Like you are a new creation. That's what's going up to be now. You know, a lot of time I hear parents educating the kids like this. There is a story about a father and son. Every time the son misbehave, the father go to the basement and he take a nail and he take a hammer and he basically hit the nails on the wall. And when the kids become 20, start working on himself to change spiritually, and he went down to the basement. You want to see what's going on in the basement. He saw the wall covered with nails. He said, Father, what is that? Say, well, you asked me, I have to be honest. Every time you misbehave, I put the nails on the wall. Say, how do I take those nails out? Say, every time you're going to change, I'm going to take the nails out. So, okay. The kids really work on themselves for 1 year, like amazing. And the father is so excited taking the nails out. And in the end of the year, it was Rosh Hashanah, it was no longer nails on the wall. The son was very happy about it. Then he looked at the father's eyes. And the father's so excited, he's happy. He said, Father, what about the holes on the wall? The father looked at the son and said, Son, this I can't fix. That story, many fathers tell their son. My father told me that story too. But this is my physical father. There's another father that's called the Creator, God, the light, whatever you want to call it. That father will eliminate all those holes like it was never be there. And that's why it's worthy to go ahead and make the change. Now, when you take the secret letter, there is a secret letter that has to do with the 3 months, months of Cancer, months of Leo, and months of Virgo. You're going to find out that the 2 letters that control Cancer and Leo is Dalet Velamed. It's nothing to do with the Hebrew letter who created. It's a different type of creation. So the Dalet Velamed spell out Dal. Dal means poor. When you take the letters of Virgo, it's tough. It's Delet. Delet means door. Meaning the door of change, the door of success, the door of transformation, the door of happiness is opening up. If you take the force of Cancer is to see. The force of Leo is to hear. And the force of Virgo is action. Action starts with the word letter Ain, Asiya. So when you take the letter Reshin, which is Rash, which is poor, and you put Ain in between them, you get Sha'ar or Osher, to become rich, but also to open the gate to all the money of the world. For that reason, those of you who live in LA, do not miss this Saturday, this Shabbat, as this Shabbat is going to activate all the money in the world. You know, in your neighborhood, go and do something, you know, together. So, but what is the gate that's exactly available beside the gate of money? Is the gate of, said was Rabbi Lemelech, Bnei Sasra, I'm sorry, Sha'ar ledofke b'tshuva. Is a sha'ar, it's a gate for people who knock on the door as hard as they can to change. Change is not easy, as I say. When we try to change, when I try to change, I can only talk about myself, I find it difficult. I find that the negativity whispering, really loud, not whispering. I mean, the good side of me whispering and the evil screaming. So very easy to listen to the bad side than the good side. Why couldn't be the good side stronger than the bad side? But that's the way it is. Because if the good side would be stronger, then what's the benefit for you? So the negativity is happening, and the negative voices is happening, so you can overcome it. So people who are knocking on the door strong, I want to change, I want to become better, I want to become better, those people will see the change. People who scream for change will see the change. But for the people who are just sitting there and waiting for something good to happen, it's available in this month, I know. But if you accumulate enough negativity, it's not easy to open that gate. So that gate is accessible and available if you forgive people, forgive yourself, forgive everybody, and then you move on. I hope it's clear for everybody. Now, in this month, a person also needs to think what he needs to change internally without thinking externally. I already said that to you. And We need to get to a place where you forgive yourself. You truly, truly forgive yourself in a level that you're absolutely erasing the negativity that you did, but in the same time, erasing the negativity that has been done to you. So if I'm going to ask you tomorrow, how was your life? I had the best life ever. And you're going to find the good point of your life. The good point of your life. I'll tell you about my father now. Here, I give you a chance. My father never told me that he loved me. When he get his Alzheimer and Parkinson, when he start getting really sick, I was buying a snack in a supermarket. And I'm telling my father that I love him for a long time, but I didn't get reaction back. Not because he's a bad man, it wasn't in his style or tradition to use the word of love. He answered, I love you, back to me, one time, first time and last time. I'm holding that diamond that my father told me that he loved me one time as one of the most precious moments. It's a weird moment. I was in Tel Aviv, supermarket, buying snack. It's a little weird, but listen, don't you want to fix your past? Don't you want to fix what's going on in your mind? You are the one who's doing construction. So you tell me, if you only thinking about negative event that happened to you as a kid, or as a wife, or as a husband, that's what your mind will be busy with. But if you start looking into, within the negative event, what's the positive about it, you find the good. Debbie and me and our 3 children went to hell about less than 4 years ago. Nobody even knew about it. We didn't share it with everybody. Debbie did a great job with me to keep my mouth shut. She said, if you are verbalize all the negativity, that become real. My kids went through a very tough time 4 years ago, you know? But the beautiful things about it is that now when I'm looking at every negative event that I went through, that my kids went through, we are, every Friday night, we're sitting together, we try to find the positive into everything. Not easy, not easy. But I tell you what's the reward. If you can find positive things about everything that happened to you, the Creator himself will find positive things about every negative thing that you did. And for that reason, you gotta forgive yourself. You gotta forgive the Creator. You gotta forgive people. You have to. To change your life, to make a better life, you gotta move on. Yes, I know you want a revolutions of some countries. You cannot even make your own revolution in your own kitchen. You make a revolution? What revolution are you talking about? People want revolution. Somebody last lecture said to me, we want to get rid of the government. Did you ever thought about getting rid of yourself? You ever thought about getting rid of that thought? No. You want to get rid of what bothers you. What was the difference yesterday? When the government is good, you're happy. The government is bad, I'm not happy. Why don't you ask yourself why you've been happy for so long? What about that time? Look within the negativity. What's the positive of that? Find the positive. Then you could go to war. Then you could go to revolution. You cannot create revolution until you find one good thing in the bad thing. Revolution begin with me. Revolution begin with me. When I'm working on myself, and I find it very hard sometimes, I talk to myself a lot. Say, Eliyahu, do you want more from life? Or do you want life to continue the same way? If you want more, you have to be more. If you cannot beat up your addiction, if you cannot beat up your anger, if you cannot beat up different things that I'm trying to work on, why would you expect life to reflect on you differently? You're not different. Life cannot be different. And it's very difficult. Painful, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of tears in the shower so nobody can see. But the reward is great. It's not easy thing. I'm sorry, guys. Spirituality and change and transformation, not easy. And the rewards are not coming right away. That's also sad. You're not feeling it. You're not seeing it right away. But it will be a time. I want to show you a funny story about today. So every morning I'm going to pray and meditate. So this morning, after I did my merge in the water, the meditation and everything, I felt pure. I felt perfect. I wake up early, really early. So I said, now it's time to pray to my master and meditate. Then I walk, and there is a group of men when I walk to, and I said, wow, something feel right. Something feel connected. Maybe I pure myself so well that I can connect to a higher level now. After 2 minutes of walk, my ego knock on my brain and say, Eliyahu, you forget the mask. You know, when we meet the guys, when we pray and meditate together, we're all wearing masks. And I start laughing. I'm going back home to get the mask. Sometimes the ego wants you to make feel like you change and you're spiritual and all this. Laugh about it. It's funny, ego. When the ego don't know, it's funny. Don't get angry with yourself that you have ego. The opposite. I found I have ego. That's funny. Don't be tough on yourself and be so tight and serious. Oh my God, I have ego. Why, you didn't have ego before that? You had ego before that. You're going to have ego after that. Ego is not going anywhere. Ego doesn't choose only special people. Ego chooses stupid people, bad people, and good people. Ego doesn't have ego. Ego doesn't have ego. Ego go to everyone. Everyone. Right? You never saw a stupid person with the ego. How come they have ego? Ego about what? You never saw somebody who took over a government, but they dumb and they have ego? How come? Ego. Ego doesn't have ego. It's go to everyone. So if you feel ego, it doesn't mean you're special. Ego. Challenge. This is what it is. Don't get angry. Some people try to work on the ego. It's even ego to work on the ego. Try to humble yourself. You want to work on the ego. There's one way to do it. Ask for help. Ask for help and mean it. That's how you know you're working on the ego. Once you know the answer, you have ego. When you don't know the answer, you don't have ego. That's how you know if you're working on it or not. To say, I don't know, wonderful, but mean it. I don't know. I really don't know. What do you want from me? Don't know. Don't know. Yesterday I had a phone call with a person who believed that I'm me and God opening a special department. So I'm talking to God and God talked to me. No, they believe in me sometimes, to my opinion, way too much of what I am. I'm just a human being explaining some Kabbalah, explaining some spirituality, try to help as many people as I can. But some people believe that I'm more than that. And it doesn't matter how much I tell them I'm not. I'm just a human being. They believe in it. They're chasing me for every day. So yesterday, which is, I choose it to be a day of fast for me, because when I fast for food and water, I meditate to remove different negativity that I have. And they call in the end of the fast. In the beginning, I was busy with when I'm going to eat. And then they want to know about some question, what's going to happen to them, this and that. And I use the word, I don't know. And they don't want to believe me that I don't know. So I stop it. So I don't know. I don't know the answer. What else you wanted to say? I don't know. But why is God send me all the people to ask me all those questions? It's not because I'm humble when I say I don't know. I really mean it. I really don't know. It's because my ego needs to be tested. So people need to believe in me more. So when people believe in me more, I have to deal with it. I have to do. When I know, I know. I opening the tarot card, I open astrology chart, I look at the hand, I know. But this is technology. Technology. Sometimes the dead people come, sometimes the angels come and they talk, and then I tell people the answer. But when I don't know, I don't know. What am I trying to tell you with that? The master of the world, the creator, God, want to forgive us this month. But we need to do the work. The creator is waiting in the end of this month like that. Please change. Please. There's so many gifts I want to give you, but you can't receive the gift I want to give you with the same container from last year. The container from last year is dirty. The container from last year is broken. The container from last year cannot contain all the blessing of the Creator. There is a good karma to everyone that's coming this year. We suffer enough from March till October 1st. It's very painful time. That suffering, that pain, if you take it with the right way, become a new container to receive so much light for the next year. Just think about it. And remember what I told you about the prediction that I believe November will be the beginning. I might say October even. It will start even before. And hopefully by March, we're going to be in Israel together. And we do a trip together, Morocco. We're going to go to Morocco and Israel. Or maybe Poland. We're going to do a lot of good things. Just make sure you understand that it's time for you to take charge. It's time for you to make a difference. You want a lecture, spiritual lecture happening in your town. You want Debbie and me to speak in front of you and speak. Make it happen. What does it take to make it happen? Nothing. Desire and go for it and stop thinking what people think of you. I'm going to do a meditation, very short. And after the meditation, I've been asked to blow the shofar for you. So I'm going to blow the shofar. I'm going to do 3 sets or something like that while I'm standing. If it's kind of late here, but it's not too late, so I can still do it for you. So in the meditation, what I want you to do is a meditation that I'm used, so might be work for you as well. It's a meditation with water. So what I want you to do is just to relax, please. Relax and focus on your breathing. As your breathing is taking you to any location you want. Avir, or the avir. And see that when you're breathing in, when you inhale, there is light coming into your body. And that light going to your lungs, spreading to your blood, and it's white. It's a white light, like shining white light, that shine your entire body from within. So work on that. Work to shine. You have to feel like energy spreading from your heart, from your liver, from your brain, all the way down to your fingers, to your toes, to your knee. Your entire body is fulfilled with light. I want you to see yourself from outside like a ball of light, like a beautiful shining ball of light. The place that we're going to choose will be a green, beautiful park. You can see the ground, which is brown. You can see the green, and you can see the lake. The lake has a reflection of the mountain around. So you can see actually the reflection of brown, green and brown as well. Now I want you to get closer to that lake and look at your reflection. On your forehead will appear words of the thing that you did in your life that you're not so proud about. I want you to take a little bit of that water in that lake and wash your forehead from that words that you don't like. Wash your forehead until your forehead is clean. Do it again and again. And if you finish one word, go to the next word. Until you look at your forehead, you look at your face, and it's shining. It's beautifully shining. Wash your face again. Erase anything that you cannot forgive yourself. Because God is waiting to forgive you once you forgive yourself, when you forgive others, once you change. Once you're ready, I want you to go in this little canoe, just you and yourself. This canoe is going to go on the lake. The lake become like a time travel back to the first hour of your creation. I want you to see how the years going down, which means if we are now in 2020, as the canoe and you going through the lake, it's becoming 2019, 2018, until it become your birthday. Please do that. Go through time. Try to see the calendars in front of you and the year that you were born, the day, the months. And now, if you're capable to see yourself as a baby, try to imagine that there is a letter Yud above your forehead, on your forehead. There is a letter Yud, the same letter that created this month. Try to imagine that you're merging yourself into the water, even you're just a baby that's born. And you can get into the water, wash yourself, and be born again. Give birth to yourself. As you promise yourself that you're going to make an effort this month to become a better person. And for that reason, there is no reason to remember negative thing you did. It's all gone. There is no holes on the wall. There is no nails. There is no hammer. That Father in heaven that loves you so much accept you because you're making an effort to change. I want to wish everybody a Chodesh Tov and happy months of transformation. But before we're going to go into question, I'm just going to blow the shofar for you one time so you can benefit from the shofar that take you to Binah. So this is, as you can see, the shofar is what we use for Rosh Hashanah to climb to Binah and to make sure, because the shofar, as you can see, as the beginning is narrow, and this is it. So this is the two malchut, we're elevating thing from the mouth, from malchut all the way to Binah, to the ears of God, and through that we're changing. For that reason, every day of Elul, please make sure that Debbie remind me so I can put it on Facebook for you. So I can blow the shofar for you on a daily basis so you can benefit from it. And through that, you can create a change. Is there any question before I say thank you to people?
I don't see any questions.
Okay, so while I'm saying thank you, you can ask some question. Susan, friend, thank you for joining us. Carly is
Carla.
Carla.
Oh, Carla, that's Ben.
Oh, Ben.
Benny.
Okay, Ben. I think that's this. Constanza. Ora, Karat, Anna, Cristina, Vera, Ararela, Dr. Duan Ellis, Susan Fred, I already say, Lydia Vega, hello, que pasó, Heidi Pontero, you guys, the name is tough for me, Nicole Alfie, feel better, I hope your ankles feel better, Dinora, Yvette Lopez, que pasó, Faye Basri, hello, Dandy Pachocho Vascacoco, I don't know how to say it, iPhone de Isagel, iPhone de Marshall, Diana Alman, this again, what's going on? Linda, Karen, what is going on? I cannot read the name here. Michelle Alfie, Is this things move? Okay, move. Alicia, Josta, Victoria, Mejoyes, Sarah Golsen, Yvette Brod, Sabrina, iPhone Justino, Susana Serrano, iPhone 2, Vivian, Vanessa Bermudez, Charlotte Meyer, how are you, New Jersey there? Alicia, iPad, Jamie Martinez, Maria Sorez, Gabriela Da Queen, Rayaza Pena, LR, McNaughey, I hope your ankle feels better. Rivka Loyo, Allen, Raizaya Pena, Catherine iPhone, Wendy Pasterano. I hope I'm doing good here with the name. And Marty Soroka. I think I can see all the name here. So I don't know if to move it here so I can see everything because I don't want to skip somebody I didn't say hello to. Vanessa, we say that, no? I saw Charlotte Meyer. We saw that. LR, I saw this one too. So some of the name repeat. Diamanti, Nancy, Adriana, Sarah, 760. And I think that's it. If there is any question, I will be more than happy to answer that. Any question? Thank you so much and have a Chodesh Tov. God bless you. All the best. See you in Rosh Hashanah, Be'ezrat Hashem. Bye-bye. למה להתעקש? תעשי להם שירים.
לא, רוב האנשים יודעים.
Yeah.
No, this is okay. No, it's on, but it's not.